Why?
No.
Your mic isn't even set up.
It's fine. I want people to experience what it's like to set up the microphone. They can hear all the squeaks and all the rumbles. Everybody loves to hear that. Just ask the people. They love it. They love my thoughts. Oh.
Marcus is up and ready to go. This podcast, episode 15. It took me a little bit longer to bring Marcus back to life after I killed him during the Halloween episode.
Yeah, it's good though. We're fine. Everything's good.
Episode 15.
Life is back to normal. Life.
So Marcus, what'd you do this week?
A whole lot of nothing. I did a lot of working, and that's pretty much it.
That's boring.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
He's literally still adjusting the levels right now. Okay. Well, I did stuff.
What'd you do, Tuck?
Ash vs. Evil Dead premiered. I watched that. Did you ever see Army of Darkness or Evil Dead?
Army of Darkness is like my favorite of all time.
Well, it's like a sequel to that, and it's like he's old now. And
is it a movie or a TV show?
It's a TV show. It's on Stars, I think.
Nice.
It's pretty fun. But they did this lady had one of those little guns, like the little ones with like 2 little barrels, and she shot like 6 times with it or something, and that annoyed me. Like when they don't like pay attention to bullet counts, that really annoys me.
Yeah.
But then when he used his double barrel, they kept track of that, that would have really annoyed me if he shot like 60 times with a double barrel. And DBZ Abridged Super Android 13 movie came out.
Yeah, that was awesome. Watched that, yep.
That was fun.
That was fantastic. Although I'm told that the real movie is just absolutely awful.
It's a DBZ movie. It's just about fighting.
It's true. But this one's like actually bad in the eyes of DBZers.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Should have took her! And it was great. It was really good. Those guys do a really good job over there.
We just sort of pointed out stuff like with Trunks, and he always like, why did I bring my sword if we were going shopping or something?
Yeah, exactly. Or why it just so happened that Piccolo and what's his face happened to be hanging out. Yeah,
that was funny.
They both just happened to be hanging out in the Arctic.
And they're just like, why are they just going Super Saiyan now? I was like, we forgot. And Fallout 4 came out this week.
You know, I've never played any of those. I'm told that they're really good, but
so I started playing Fallout 3 because that's what I have, and I haven't beaten it. I've never gotten very far into it, but I started it over again.
Isn't that isn't part of the gameplay where you can like lock on to characters with some special lock on thing and then like shoot a bunch at one time?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm really not very good at it. My character's not very good.
I think I watched a friend play Fallout 3 a little bit, but I've never played it.
It's I don't pay attention to my life. And freaking, there's like giant scorpions and ants, and they're harder than like normal people to kill. So the other day I was running. Last night I played for a while, and I fast traveled to like this train station, and I drop and I look around. There's like 6 giant ants around me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Ah! No!" Then I ran into this scorpion, and I was just like unloading on him. He wasn't dying, and I was just like, I have limited ammo. Like, if you run out of bullets, you like might not find some for a while. So I was just like, forget this. I'm running away, and he's like following me for a while. I ran into a raider, and I killed him pretty quick.
Like a football player?
Yes, the football players.
Okay.
So I But then the scorpion came up behind me and he started attacking me, and I like ran out of ammo, so I had to use my ripper, which is like a single-handed chainsaw.
Yeah.
So I just like held it down and pointed at him. It's like how you fight with it.
That sounds amazing. Top-notch
But
graphics.
He killed me.
You can't kill with a chainsaw? What the heck?
Well, if you just hold it down, and sometimes when you go into it's called bats, it'll do more damage because you just slows down.
So you can use it in different ways other than just pointing it at stuff.
Right.
Okay.
If you use it in bats, it does more damage.
Gotcha.
But,
That makes a little more sense.
It's fun. And
You're fun.
when you aim for the guns, you like aim at different areas.
Interesting.
It's fun.
Interesting. I've actually been playing a lot of Ocarina of Time on DS. It's been a lot of fun. I guess that's what I've done this week.
Oh yeah, I never got very far into that.
It's pretty cool.
That
It's
was
a little
before the
complicated.
internet, though, when I played it and when it came out.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm never beating it.
Yeah, there've been. I've only had to look up a couple times for like special items. Like I've been stuck and couldn't find like an item or two, and like, oh, okay, that seems really complicated. How would I have figured that out? But yeah.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
Well,
We live very exciting lives.
let's get into the news. There's not a lot today.
To the news!
There's a topic I'm really excited to talk about. I think we all know what it is. My wiener.
Tucker's finally becoming a woman.
No.
Ah!
I
Ah!
don't want to go back again.
Like the Backstreet Boys?
Yes.
Backstreet
Woman.
back. All right!
No, never mind. This joke's going nowhere.
It's all over the place.
All right. Palm Klementieff to reportedly play Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
See, I don't know who Mantis is, and I forgot to look her up.
I did look her up, and I have a little spiel about her.
Beautiful. Inform us, Tucker.
Mantis. Excuse me. Let me just hawk up. Mantis is a half Vietnamese, half German. The Kree believe she might become the Celestial Madonna, who's like the mother of the Celestial Messiah. She's good at martial arts. She has telepathic powers too. Early on in Marvel, she was married to the Swordsman, I think. And then now this is interesting, when Steve Englehart created Mantis, and after he left Marvel, he covertly wrote her into DC Comics. And so after leaving Marvel Comics, writer Steve Englehart carried Mantis' tale through 3 other companies before returning to Marvel. In DC Comics Justice League of America, number 142, she appears as Willow. Asked where she came from, Willow replies, "This one has come from a place she must not name. To reach a place no man must know." After 2 issues, she leaves to go give birth to the Celestial Messiah. And then in Eclipse Lorelei, in the Eclipse comic series, Scorpio Rose number 2, the character calls herself Lorelei. By this time, she has given birth to a son. What would have been number 3, a lost Lorelei Scorpio Rose story, was later published in Coyote Collection number 1 from Image Comics, the character's 4th company. Lorelei is later name dropped in Englehart's 2010 novel, The Long Man. And then she comes back to Marvel and does some other stuff, and who cares? And then during more recent stuff, she appeared during the Annihilation Conquest as a Kree prisoner who volunteered for a mission led by Peter Quill, which led to the formation of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the more recent interpretation. There you go. And she's green and she has antennas.
Interesting. She looked pretty cool. From the stuff I saw.
Yeah, she's
from the sidewalk.
She's pretty cool. I give her a smooch. Boop. Is my levels good?
Your levels are amazing.
Oh, okay. It didn't look like I was going up or down on there.
Yeah, it's going on there.
Oh,
I'm going to boost it after it's all over with, so it's
Boop.
louder. You could probably be a little closer to the mic. But yeah, there you go.
Sorry, headphone users.
No, that was just...
Matthew McConaughey passed on a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 villain role.
Thank God. I hope that was just a joke that nobody would think that Matthew McConaughey was good in anything.
He was okay.
No, Matthew McConaughey's
Interstellar.
terrible.
Did you not like Interstellar?
I didn't watch it because it sucked.
I mean, in True Detective, he was pretty good in that.
What?
True Detective?
Nah, he sucks.
Okay, well, you heard it here first.
I've seen him like 2 or 3 movies, and I hated him, so...
Well, he's been typecast as, like, a douchebag a lot.
All right. Well, he is.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is I want Matthew McConaughey dead.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday, then. Well, we just breezed through that one. They're doing a new Star Trek TV series.
TV! I don't remember. Did it say it was going to be on CBS, or was it going to be like an online thing that you got to go and pay for?
I don't know. I didn't remember seeing. I got this topic like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I was blown away when I saw that there was like 7,000 different episodes of Star Trek,
Yeah,
like from all the different generations.
There's Star Trek and then Next Generation.
I'm assuming they're including like
Deep Space Nine
and Voyager. And
yeah. Then the Enterprise. Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, I never watched Enterprise.
I didn't either.
I think I was
I've
done
seen
with
a
it by
lot
then.
of Star Trek.
I've seen mostly the Next Generation, and I've seen an okay amount of the original Star Trek.
Yeah.
Some Deep Space Nine. My dad was huge into Star Trek.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
My grandparents always watched it. We used to sleep over at their house, they would always watch Next Generation.
That's awesome.
But I've never really gotten that into it. I took a sci-fi fantasy class in high school, and we did like the whole semester about Star Trek. And I had to write a report on Klingons.
Dun, 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 dun,
Which is
dun,
kinda
dun,
awesome.
dun, 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 dun,
We watched
dun,
the
dun.
Borg episode, and I don't remember what else we watched.
I did like that Christopher Lloyd was a Klingon in... I don't remember which one it was. One of the movies. Search for Spock or something like that. But
I don't know. I don't know, baby.
Baby! Shut up, Wesley! Will Wheaton.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. So I was watching, there's this thing on YouTube that's like, I don't know, the history of video games or video gamers or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it's got, it's just talking about the history of video games and what it means to our society and to humans or whatever, and it's pretty great. Will Wheaton's in there a lot.
Yeah?
Yep. It's narrated by that dude that plays Samwise. Can't remember his name. Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Narrated by Sean Astin. There's just a bunch of random people and nerds and stuff in there talking about it. And it's pretty good so far. I haven't quite finished it, but it's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think it's called Video Gamers, maybe. I don't know. This is going to be the best episode that we have ever had.
I'm padding for time. I'm sorry. There's really nothing happening right now in comic-related stuff. The AMC first trailer for Preacher came out. Have you ever read Preacher?
I think I read like 2 or 3 of the trades. I borrowed them from a friend. I liked it. I thought it was a cool story.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer actually looked pretty cool too. It's been so long since I read it, and I only read it once that I don't remember a lot of what went on. But I kind of looked up an overview, and yeah, I just remember it was really good.
Yeah, it's by Garth Ennis, and he's kind of a more violent writer. He wrote The Boys, and he did a long Punisher run, and the trailer doesn't really show much of it. This more supernatural-y things.
Mm-hmm.
One of those guys is a vampire, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And
this like sidekick dude.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't he like kind of like control people by just talking to them or something?
I can't remember what all his powers are.
He gets hit by like the spirit, this baby. It's like the child of a demon and an angel, and it's like supposed to be like more powerful than God or something. Yeah, we might not have got to that part.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But it flies into him and like possesses him basically, and then he has the power to like tell people what to do, like mind control kinda.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Let's have a look.
But they haven't really got to that part in the trailer, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? You know what?
What are you looking up there? You just tweeting right now? Quit tweeting.
I'll tweet when I want to. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about Preacher Comics.
If you want to tweet at Marcus, it's at BigBuzzXXX. Big
That's
Dong
me.
Swangin' 420.
That's me. All day.
Your profile name will take up all 140 characters. So,
come on, give me, gosh.
Oh my goodness.
The internet here sucks. Okay, well, never mind. We're not looking that up.
Good.
No!
Oh no. The Extraordinary X-Men premiered
Like the TV show?
No, the comic book.
Oh, okay.
And it was revealed that the terrigen mists are killing mutants. What do you think about that?
I was trying to remember what the terrigen mists were last night. And again, for whatever idiotic reason, I just didn't look it up.
So what the terrigen crystals emit that makes humans go through terrigenesis. And that's how they get their powers.
Oh.
And during Infinity, Black Bolt blew up Attilan, or the Atelian, which I always called it Attilan.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so
I don't remember what I called it, but it was wrong apparently. And so he blew it up and like spread terrigen mists all over Earth, and like there were people on Earth who were like secretly inhuman and they didn't know. And now there's like this wave. It's always like in the atmosphere, like moving.
So the terrigen mists can make Inhumans.
Before they go into the mist, they're just like normal people.
Okay.
And once they get the terrigen mists, they get their powers and they like turn into weirdos.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So now they've found out that that's killing.
And now that is killing mutants.
Interesting. That's a cool story plot. Like twist.
Kinda. It's also sterilized them. So there won't be any more new mutants. Whoops. Which is just another way of them being like, fuck you, Fox. Give us the rights back. That's what it is, because their Fantastic Four isn't coming out anymore. There is no Fantastic Four comic out.
At all?
No.
None. Wow.
But all the characters are in like different books. Like Johnny Storm's on the Avengers, and Ben Grimm's on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't know where Reed Richards or Sue Storm are. But yeah, it's just editorial bullcrap because they can't use X-Men anymore, and so they're trying to push Inhumans as the new mutants.
Yeah, I suppose that could be cool, but at the same time terrible.
I was just looking online that like, because they're not making Fantastic Four and X-Men products anymore. Marvel isn't. So there's like a expansion pack for the game Legendary that is Fantastic Four, and it's going for like $100 or something ridiculous.
Wow. So, and this is all really just like just a dispute over this is who they want to make, and they just don't like the X-Men and Fantastic Four anymore.
They don't want to make. They don't want to do free advertising for them. They do comic for a property you can't make money off of. They make more money off of the movies than they do off the comics.
Okay, that
so
makes sense.
So they don't want to make something that's like advertising, something they're not making money off of.
That's true. That makes sense.
And the Fantastic Four comic wasn't doing that well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read a Fantastic Four comic that I really liked.
Right.
It's just not. I know you like them. There's been some that you really liked, but for whatever reason, I just never really liked the Fantastic Four. I've always liked them when they were teamed up with other groups and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Kind of a comic jerk.
Yeah, you are.
That's what I do,
baby.
I can bring you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Boo! Gosh, I thought Seal was in here right there.
He was. He just walked in and sang that little ditty.
Thanks, Seal.
See
Love
ya.
you. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, not.
He knows what
I'm
that
sorry.
means.
It was a seal, not
a
seal.
Seal. Okay. Well, it looked like he'd been caught in
next to an aquarium. So
looked like he'd been caught in a cargo net. So that's why I, with the
seal tank
face.
is like right outside Marcus's window, so they just jump in sometimes.
Right. They just pop in and do stuff and sing to us.
They know their way out.
Yeah. They're here enough.
Baby.
Ooh.
I want to talk about Supergirl for a second. Supergirl premiered.
Supergirl! Was that the one that Jeb Bush said was hot or something?
Yes, Jeb Bush said she was hot. Oh my god. What are they doing? What is this?
What?
No, let's not get political.
I wasn't going to. I just said
don't get political, Marcus.
I don't want to get political. Politics suck.
The Electoral College is broken.
Your mom's Electoral College is broken.
You're right. Supergirl premiered. It's okay so far. They're still getting their footing, I think, but it's a fun show.
Is that a fart joke?
Yes. But it's like with Arrow, they do all their Batman stories with Arrow because they can't do a Batman show, and now they're doing all their Superman stuff with Supergirl.
Why can't they do a Batman show? Because it's just not good enough.
Because they don't want to dilute the property.
That makes sense.
If Batman's on TV and he's in the movies, people are going to get sick of him.
That's true.
So because they did the League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul and all this stuff on Arrow, and now they're going to do all their Superman stuff on Supergirl.
That makes sense, I guess.
But they kind of screwed themselves because they can do a crossover, I'm pretty sure, with Air Flash and the Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But they already set up that Superman exists in Supergirl, and they're the only two superheroes in that world.
Oh, so they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say, did they make it to where it's like there will never, ever be any other superheroes in this? Or
No, but no, I don't think so. But they could. But it wouldn't really, kind of wrote themselves into a corner with that. I mean, they say there won't be a crossover, but they should, because that'd be awesome. But on the Flash, they're doing all this stuff with the multiverse and how there's like a tear in Central City because of the particle accelerator exploded or something. Mm-hmm. So there's all these tears to Earth 2. So I was thinking that they should have Earth 2's Supergirl be Power Girl, and then have that girl who is Supergirl play Power Girl. and have her come through the portal. That'd be cool. That could be their crossover.
Yeah. Do like the whole... what was it? Infinity Crisis? Is that where they kind of discovered all the different alternate universes?
Boob window optional, of course. They're doing all this cool stuff when they go to Earth 2, and they're talking about how Atlantis is like above water, and then like Jay Garrick was like, one of my best friends is from Atlantis, so they're like Aquaman.
Oh.
And they were talking about like how there was like a news flash about how Robert Queen is the Arrow in that universe, and how Oliver Queen died on the boat, and so it's sort of like a flashpoint.
Like the gambling boat? That's where he died at?
Like they died on their boat, and then they washed up on the island, and then the dad survived instead of Oliver. And so it's sort of like a homage to Flashpoint, where Thomas Wayne becomes Batman instead of Bruce.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So yeah, the Flash is killing it this season. There's a really great episode of The Flash this week where Zoom beat the crap out of the Flash, and he stabbed him with, well, spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Spies!
He beat the crap out of the Flash, and then he stabbed him with these two the serum that removes his speed. They were gonna use it on Zoom, and he's caught the needles and stabbed Flash with both of them, and then he ran him around town. And he ran them to the newspaper. He held him up because Zoom is huge, and he held him up, and he gave these big speeches, and then he ran to the police station and did the same thing. It was very comic booky, and I loved it.
Is Zoom isn't Reverse Flash, is he? They're two different people, right?
Yeah, Zoom and Reverse Flash are different. And on the show, Zoom is he's getting all black.
Okay,
outfit.
I think I saw a picture of that. He looked pretty cool.
He's a monster. That's good. They should differentiate them, They shouldn't look the same.
I agree.
Because in the comics, they had the same outfit. But Zoom is terrifying in the show. Because he's physically bigger and taller. He's like Darth Vader, basically, with the Speed Force.
That's awesome. Speed Force is still outrageously confusing, but I love it.
So, yeah. Watch The Flash, everybody.
Watch The Flash! I haven't, but you should.
I think it's... Oh, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
It might become the Netflix, eventually. Season 1.
Oh, yeah. I still won't watch Arrow, but I think I could possibly give The Flash a try.
Oh.
You can't make me.
Baby!
Seal?
Oh,
gosh!
Another seal just came through.
You're getting water all over the carpet.
I told you to put a towel down.
Douchers. They never stay on the towel.
Shut up. Shoot me down like that.
I'll shoot you wherever I want.
Okay, here's the topic I'm excited for. Have you seen that Jar Jar Binks theory? He's a Sith Lord?
Yes, I have.
Read it? Watch that little video?
Yeah.
I just watched the video.
Yeah,
What do you think of that?
Well...
What do you think of it? Tell me.
I think it's it's hilarious, and the only reason I don't want it to be anything remotely true or ever come up ever again is because I hate Jar Jar Binks. But after looking at him in that light, I don't hate him as much. Right. If that was really the case, it's okay, that makes him a little bit
For
cooler.
those who don't know, can you explain what the whole spiel is?
So...
From what you remember.
From what I remember, the whole spiel is that the whole time Jar Jar Binks was actually a Sith Lord, or working with a high-powered Sith, working with what's-his-face in the cloak. Mm-hmm. And
the Emperor, Emperor.
The Emperor, that guy. And the way that they justified it was they showed he's got incredible force jumping abilities, when he
the only other time you see someone jump like that is when a Jedi does
right, a Jedi. So he does that huge jump into the water, dives. Somehow he even though he's supposed to be a bumbling idiot, he always survives all of these incredible battles and uses what seems like Jedi-esque powers to, like, do supernatural stuff.
And they've, like, lined up his movements with, like, those, like, people who use the drunken fist style of fighting, and they're, like, are almost the same.
Yeah. And, yeah, just other, random crap. And somehow people always had tabs on what the Jedis were doing and everything, and he was always there, happened to be there, so.
There's this parts where, like, he's talking to, what's his name, Bombast or something? The main Gungan guy. And he's talking to him, and he just waves his hand. He's, like, doing these are not the droids you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
He's just waving his hand, and then all of a sudden he makes him a general. And, like, there's other times.
Oh, you're talking about Captain Tarpals?
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And there's other times where he's, like, waving his hands and then things happen. I don't remember the examples. Oh, when he gives the Emperor power. Oh, he convinces Padme to make him a senator, basically.
Yeah.
So he does that. So he's waving his hands around, and then he becomes a senator. And then he's in the Senate. And a guy that no one has ever seen before, some random fish guy who's just been appointed a senator.
Yeah, for whatever friggin' reason.
Convinces everyone to give the Emperor total power.
Mm-hmm.
And he waves his hands around. And then there's parts where he's, like, mouthing out things. He's, like, making people say things, basically. Like, when they're saying it, you can see his mouth mouthing out those words.
Yeah. I think if it's either got to be the most amazing fluke that George Lucas has ever done, or he had to have done it on purpose, because it's, as much as I hate the idea, there's so much that lines up in the theory, that it's like, frick, well, we kind of have to believe it now, because there's too much proof to disprove it.
And then he wargs into a big fish, when there's always a bigger fish part, where they're going through the planet, and then that fish is chasing him, and then he just seemingly passes out, and then the bigger fish's eyes, like, glow the same color as Jar Jar's, and then it eats the other one, and then when he wakes up, he's, like, chewing a little bit, like he just possessed it or something.
Yeah.
But I always thought, because Qui-Gon puts his shoulder on him, and I thought that he like, put him to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. It just angers me because it's got so much to back it up.
Right.
It's like, oh, it can't be right. No.
George Lucas even says that he had big reveals that he didn't get to do because fans didn't like Jar Jar, so he changed it.
I feel like he made that up after the fact, but
I don't know
when did he say that?
He had bigger plans for certain characters.
Well, okay, I do remember that.
He didn't reveal because he didn't want to upset the fans.
Because the fans hated the piss out of Jar Jar Binks.
Right.
It almost pains me because I can't deny it, and it seems like it would be very legitimate and cool.
Mm-hmm. But then again, if that were the case, we'd have like twice as much Jar Jar.
That's true. That's why I don't want it to be true. So.
Ooh, maybe. But that would have been a cool reveal, though.
Yeah.
Like, you hate this character through the whole series, and then like in episode 3, it's like, well, we did it, Jar Jar. We beat them, and he's just like, no. And he pulls out a lightsaber and stabs Padme through the heart.
Right.
No.
Could have been that he kills Padme
Darth
before he
Vader
kids
versus Jar Jar Binks fight at the end.
Yeah.
or like they never reveal it, and then like the post-credits scene for episode 3 is like the Emperor, and he's like, "Well, thanks for all your help," and then it like pans around, and it's Jar Jar Binks. He's like, "Yes."
Muy,
flashes back to like all the things that he's done. No, I want him to like do a hard like turn for him like from being dumb to being like super evil.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
see
like,
that I would believe like if
we did it, Jar Jar, and he's like.
He just goes find some younglings and kills them and eats them.
I'm tired of this act, and then he just starts murdering people.
He's like sitting back. He's in a lounge chair. He's sitting back comfortably in with the Emperor. And it pans over to him. He's got a cigar and a scotch. And he's like, it's finally over. I can go back to being myself. And then it's like the end.
He said, "Oh, what? Farting is totally in Jar Jar's character, though.
Not like that. It would be a powerful one. Not just like a
It would rumble the whole building.
Yeah. And then it shows the Emperor
The
terrified.
farts have awakened.
The Force Awakens. It's a force from his butt, and it just woke up.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a
why I
super
said
strong
that
fart.
joke.
It's the Force Awakening, because it's a fart, and a fart is forceful.
What do you think? What were my questions?
I don't know, Tucker. You have them, not
Do you
me.
think that this would have been a good idea? Do you
What?
think it would have made the movies better or worse? Having Jar Jar being a bore and then him being evil at the end.
I feel like it could have made him better, because then I wouldn't go through watching.
I mean, the whole trilogy would have been as bad.
It is, but if I could have,
But having a big reveal like that, we still probably would have hated it.
yeah, if they would have done it right like that, like done it in a very cool way,
Jar Jar gets killed at the end. So.
yeah, it could have been really awesome. Like now, then I could go back and watch the movies again and be like, you know what, these movies are far better because I don't hate Jar
Or
Jar
what
so
if-
much.
In that scene in Episode 3, the Emperor dies, and then Jar Jar gets reconstructive surgery to look like the Emperor.
Yeah,
And then all throughout actual Star Wars, he is the Emperor.
he is the Emperor the whole time. I like this. I like it a lot. See, I feel like that could make it way cooler. I feel like Episode 2 should not exist, or you should take out all of the Anakin and Padme parts, and then it would be a good movie.
With more Jar Jar.
More Jar
Would you rather
Jar.
have that Padme Anakin stuff or more Jar Jar?
Honestly, I would rather have more Jar Jar. Jar Jar, as he was in Episode 1, would be far better than more Padme and Anakin.
Like right when they're about to get romantic, he comes in, Annie!
Yeah, because
Bumbling around and like.
those are just the worst. Hayden Christensen was a terrible pick for Anakin Skywalker. Oh no. My personal opinion, but
Okay. Is that all we have to say about that?
I go on for days.
All right. Well, we do go to our next segment of the show where we compare penis lengths.
Yeah! All right, I have this really small tape measure and a microphone
Okay.
and a microscope.
All right. Perfect.
That's the microscope. It's made out of paper.
Just kidding. We're not going to do that. That's extra content. You got to pay to see that.
That's right.
We're doing another character profile.
Character!
Oh, I had Marcus pick out somebody. I told him to do a DC person.
I actually have two, but one of them is really, really short.
Okay.
So I just found
Just sort of like that other segment.
Right. I get it.
Alrighty.
Character profile, DC, the Atomic Knights.
Okay,
Atomic
that
Knights.
is obscure because I don't know who the heck that is.
I didn't know who it was either, but found them, and they seemed interesting, but there's not a whole lot of comics that they're in. So, they're broken up into, like, different universes and stuff. So, the pre-crisis universe, the Atomic Knights. The original team was formed after the end of World War III, which ended on October 29th, 1986. The atomic war lasted a mere 20 days. As a result of its aftermath, all plant life and animals were destroyed. There was no functioning government or rules of law, and the shapes of the continents were changed. The only food left behind was what was left in storehouses. The original team consisted of an ex-soldier, whose name was Gardner Grail. He was the group's leader. The second member to join was a former school teacher, Douglas Harold. The third and fourth members were ex-soldiers and brothers, Hollis and Wayne Hubbard. The fifth member to join was one of Earth's last remaining scientists, Brendan Smith. And the final member was Maureen Harold. She was a sister of Douglas Harold. I don't remember who Douglas Harold was the school teacher. The Atomic Knights wore ancient suits of armor from a museum because the armor protected them from radioactive power and the R grenades and whatever the heck that is, ray guns. I feel like that's not how ray guns is spelled, but anyways, the original Atomic Knights were created by Julius Schwartz and John Broome. The artist was Murphy Anderson. Their first appearance was in Strange Adventures number 117. They look pretty cool, actually. That's why I initially decided on them. They got like these cool like silver suits, and they're all shiny and awesome looking. But originally, the Adventures of the Atomic Knights were depicted as a set in an alternate future designed as Earth 86. But it was reconnected in 1983 when Grail was integrated into the main universe. All the adventures lived in Earth 86 were considered as a virtual reality dream of Grail. That's kind of an interesting thing. Post-Crisis. The post-Crisis Atomic Knights are a resistance group fighting against the government agency SHADE. After the city of Bloodhaven is nuked, that's where Nightwing is.
Yep, Nightwing.
Batman.
That was his city. Until he fucked up and it got blown up.
Yeah, it was nuked and taken over by the government. The Atomic Knights' goal is to protect the city without having to rely on the government and the corrupt Father Time. They operate from underground bunker designed by designated Command D. During the countdown to Final Crisis, Yuna, Karate Kid, and Firestorm come to Bloodhaven and come across and fight the Atomic Knights. During Final Crisis, the Atomic Knights defend Bloodhaven again when the now barren Bloodhaven becomes a beachhead for Darkseid's invasion to Earth.
Oh no!
Yeah. They battle a possessed Mary Marvel, and Maureen Harold is killed. Finally, they fall after the final attack of the Justifiers.
Oh, they're dead.
Yep. Now, in Multiversity, Earth 17, when the multiverse was created at the end of Infinite Crisis, the Earth designated as Earth 17 showed a post-apocalyptic landscape that was guarded by the Atomic Knights. So pretty much the Atomic Knights go around and they guard the crappiest places possible with no possible anything. So there's no reason for them to be defending other than, this is our land, we're keeping it.
I think it's just like, we're superheroes, but we don't want to do stuff.
Yeah.
Let's guard this crater.
Crater, because we have cool armor, and we'll show up once in a while. And
we're really bad at fighting.
Yeah.
We want to be superheroes, so we're just going to guard the places that people don't go to.
Exactly. We're going to keep it safe for these mutant lizards and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
no grass.
Except for the one that we smoke.
Atomic Knight rugs! In Multiversity, it was revealed that the Atomic Knights now resemble members of the Justice League and are being led by Captain Adam Strange. If they have some connection to the original Atomic Knights, it is yet to be revealed. And finally, other alternate versions in Countdown Arena, another team called Atomic Knights made a brief appearance. They were a group of soldiers similar to Captain Atom and came from pre-Flashpoint Earth 38. They were killed along with other Captain Atom doppelgangers by Monarch. Post-Flashpoint, their whereabouts are unknown. So, they got what they deserve. They got killed because they're terrible. That's what I gathered from this. But They look really cool. The other one I found very interesting, which I didn't know about, but this guy named Daniel Young, he was actually a Green Lantern of Earth for a little while. He in 1873, Daniel Young was a sheriff in Baysville, Montana. He was charged with the responsibility of protecting the cattle town's citizens and property. On a summer day, he was chasing down a band of outlaws named the Jackson Brothers. Very interesting.
Michael Jackson? Jesse
Yes.
Jackson?
Ow! Their horses were startled by a spaceship soaring overhead. Young and Petey, one of the outlaws, were thrown from their mounts, which means horses. After he had captured the lone outlaw, the two vanished in a beacon of emerald light. Daniel Young had been summoned by Abin Sur, the Green Lantern of Sector 2814.
In 1870 what? How old is Abin Sur?
1873. Abin Sur is apparently crazy old.
Oh, goodness.
Um,
Abin Sur, for those who don't know, is the guy who gave Hal Jordan his ring.
Right. And it looked like he showed up because he had been wounded in yet a different battle in deep space.
Oh, is this an alternate universe or something?
It doesn't say that it is, but... so, while the machines healed him, Daniel was a temporary replacement for Abin Sur in Sector 2814. So, later that evening, the Jackson brothers returned for Petey.
And he just murdered them with his Green Lantern.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. He was going to do a hostage trade, and the sheriff wouldn't go along with the deal, so he faced the outlaws wearing the Green Lantern Corps and caught them.
Was he wearing like a cowboy version of it, or?
I looked it up, and he's not like as a cowboy. It was kind of weird.
What a fucker! I'm sorry. What a waste of my time. I was looking for a gosh dang cowboy Green Lantern.
Yeah,
you ruined it, Marcus.
So pretty much,
you could have lied to me.
It seemed like he was a Green Lantern for like a day. Yeah, protecting the
I'd be a
Earth
Green
while
Lantern for a day.
Yeah, I would too. That'd be like the greatest thing of my life. Yeah.
And then he'd be like, "Can I have a ring back?" And I'd be like, "No,
never."
That's my lightsaber. So, one that I made with my ring. That's the sound I imagined it makes, so that's what it makes.
Yep, so that's character profiles.
No.
I should, I'll look up and see if there are any pictures of him as a Green Lantern for you. See if maybe there is a cowboy Green Lantern for you.
That's your question of the day. Is there a cowboy Green Lantern? Let me know in the comments. Is there?
No, there is not.
Oh, let me ask Surrey. Surrey, is there a cowboy Green Lantern?
Looking. Here's what I found on the web for is there a cowboy Green Lantern?
Thank you, baby.
Was there?
You're most certainly welcome.
Oh, she just gave me links. She didn't tell me. I want her to tell me. I want her to look at... Tell me! When are we going to get to the point where I can ask my phone a question and it answers me? And when I say thank you, baby, she says, "You're welcome, sugar."
Someday. You need to train her better. Train that Siri.
You got anything else, Marcus? You want to talk about? You got a few minutes.
I want to know what your favorite Super Nintendo video game is.
Super Nintendo.
Yours
Super
and all
Nintendo,
the Sega Genesis, ColecoVision, Sega Genesis. Yes, I want to know what your favorite Super Nintendo game is, and I would like the listeners to let us know what their favorite Super Nintendo game is.
My goodness. I hadn't played that many Super Nintendo games, to be honest.
Do you have any that you remember that were just like absolutely amazing when you happened to see them or play them or whatever?
Oh my goodness. See, all I remember ever playing was Super Mario World.
Yeah. It's an awesome game. That's probably my favorite Super Mario World game.
I don't think we had very many.
Mario game.
And the other ones I remember playing, I don't remember fondly.
I would probably say mine, just offhand, is Street Fighter 2.
See, I'm not good at video games.
Yeah,
so
you're good at Burger Time. You're the only
Burger
person
Time's
I've.
fun.
You're the only person I've ever seen that made it past like the first level of Burger Time. Made it to like fourth level.
Burger Time's not Super Nintendo though.
I know, but
usually if I like a game, it's because of the story.
Yeah.
And I don't think there were a ton of story-driven games on Super Nintendo.
No, not in Super Nintendo.
Except for maybe like Chrono Trigger or...
Did you ever play Sega Genesis much at all? Or?
Oh, my cousin had a Sega Genesis. I played Sonic, and but I wasn't good at Sonic. I couldn't get past like the second, third level.
Dude, I didn't know for the longest time that there were bosses and stuff like that in Sonic. I thought it was just like you run through the level, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So until recently when I was playing with Trey and we actually beat it. But
Because there's a one, I think it's the second one where you're in the city and like the water rises.
oh, jeez, that's the worst.
I hate that level.
Yeah.
Because I could never beat. I think I beat the boss once, and then you go to like the rainforest, and then there's more water,
Yeah.
and then
You gotta find the freaking
I never
air
got
bubbles.
past that one, the rainforest one. But yeah, Street Fighter's years. I love Burger Time.
Yeah.
I just yawn real quick. I recently saw a video from Game Grumps where a guy got to like the 4th level or something ridiculous on Burger Time.
Burger Time? Yeah. I wonder if it's one of those games that has like infinite levels in it.
I think he said there's like 6 or something. I don't know.
It's like Tiger Heli.
I'm sure like loops after that.
Yeah, like Tiger Heli, you go far enough and then it just kind of restarts from the beginning. I don't think it changes.
Right.
It's one of those arcade games where your whole goal is to get as much points as you could. Love that game.
Tiger Heli. Are you like a tiger with a helicopter
I wish.
sticking
That'd
out
be
of your
crazy.
back?
That'd be awesome. You like
All
fly
right,
over tanks.
we're
and scratch
kickstarting
them.
it right now.
Kickstart!
Heli-Tiger.
Heli-Tiger.
You're a tiger, and you've got a helicopter blade sticking out of your back. You fly around, and what do you do while you're flying around?
You will attack random things.
Terrorists.
All things are go, and certain things you get more points for. Like kids on bicycles, you get more points.
So what do you not want to hit then?
You
Gotta have something you don't hit.
You don't want to hit the tigress,
Okay.
the lady tiger, because then your home life would be terrible. You lose points.
Or
and
like
then-
vegetables. Like you don't want to hit.
yeah, you don't hit vegetables, because then you kind of lose points too.
But that could be confusing. Like if you hit the tigress, you get an extra life.
There we go. Yeah, we'll just say vegetables then. If you like, she comes out and she's like running, you gotta like chase her and try and get her, and then she runs off.
And
screen.
then like a UFO comes by, and you gotta hit it, and you get 1,000 points.
Yeah. And if you don't hit it soon enough, then it'll like suck you up into it and like take a life away, and then like poop you back out.
Right. You gotta get hit by it.
Right. I like this.
That's the sound you make. when
Is it
you
gonna
hit
be? Is it gonna be a top-down type view or
I thought it would be like side-scrolling,
side scroll? Okay, I like that idea.
like Atari.
I like that. And you can. We'll make the levels like tall so that you can advance.
Wait. Oh, what am I thinking? It's like you move to the side, and it's like a radius or something.
What?
It's like a fighter jet one where you have to move from left to right, and it's like scrolling.
Oh, okay.
Enemies are coming.
It's like
in.
kind of scrolling at you.
No, like from
or to the
right to
side.
left.
Okay, yeah.
And you're like moving up and down, and you can move around, and then
I gotcha.
you like scratch. Maybe you start with scratches, but you get like power ups like guns and stuff.
Eventually, like your ultimate power up is the spray,
And you get,
where you turn around and
and
then
at
just
the
like
end of each level, you get more armor and better propellers and better guns and laser claws eventually. So it's just like you keep looking cooler and cooler.
yeah.
Because I just watched a game. I don't remember what it's called. It was on Continue's show, but it was a game where it's like one of those side-scrolling fantasy games
Mm-hmm.
where after every time you level up, you get a new weapon or a new shield.
I like that idea. We'll make it to where the tiger spray, you get one per level, and it's like your save point. So like you mark your territory, and if you die, you get to come back to
That's
there.
good.
But
And you could change coats too. So like different
True.
kinds of stripes, like blue stripes, and eventually your final form will be like
a
a
panda,
white tiger,
a panda,
prismatic tiger. That's DLC.
DLC.
Panda is DLC.
Okay, that's cool. We can do that. So graphics.
A new
on it.
challenger approaches, and then it's like, bah, 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 and it's like a silhouette. You're like, who is it? That's what it says. It's, who is it? And then Panda.
So are we gonna
Panda
make it,
Jet.
Are we gonna make it like to where it looked like the graphics on it and everything? Is it gonna be like Robot Unicorn Attack, or is it?
Oh, it's
going
gonna be 2D animated.
Is it gonna?
It's
be
not
like...
gonna be the 3D horse. No 3D. It's gonna be really fine pixel art.
Excellent. I like the sounds of this. I wish I could program video games.
Yeah, but if you know how to program a video game, send me an email.
Right.
Let's get started on this.
Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started.
We can have like a narrative where he's like looking for his lost love or something. Yeah. He learned a lesson along the way.
His family.
We can have like animated cutscenes
by the Russians.
Where he's like his tiger head and he's like talking.
Yeah.
Where is my love? And
his family was taken by the Russians, so the whole point is you gotta like find his cubs and his wife.
At the end of each level, you find a cub.
Yeah, and then eventually you.
There's 7 cubs, and then the wife is the 8th and final level.
Yeah.
So all good games have 8 levels.
I agree.
And then at the end, you fight a giant robot head
and it's a Russian.
Of linen.
I like this.
So what are the levels? First level is just normal blue sky.
Mm-hmm.
You're just flying around. Level 2, cityscape.
Yeah, cityscape.
At night.
Mm-hmm. Level 3 will be a combination of daytime cityscape and 2 levels.
Like the sun's coming up? Or
yeah. And then the last level will be airport in that. And he will happen to hop a plane to the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the desert, he stumbles upon like a rocky area where part of the levels are outside, and the other levels are inside.
In the ruins.
Cave. Yeah, in the ruins.
Like Egyptian, you mummies pop out.
Right. So what are we at?
I don't know.
4, I think 4 or 5. Then
did daytime, nighttime.
And then he goes to
the nighttime ends at the airport.
Right.
Desert,
and then rocks. Like
does
rock
the desert
cave.
go into the ruins?
It preps you to go into it.
So like at the end of that one, there's like a little cutscene.
There's like a little cutscene.
I have uncovered this cave.
Look. Yeah, and he goes inside.
And there's little paw prints going in there.
Right.
So 5 is ruins.
5 is the ruins, and then we'll do 6 is the ruins actually take him out into a jungle.
Okay.
So 6 is the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do we go after jungle?
Jungle, there's a secret laboratory.
Well, we can't go to the secret
Yeah,
lab.
lab
Yet.
should be
That's
last.
Gonna be last, yeah. The water level for 7, because tigers like water.
Right.
So it'll be like in the jungle. He finds this secret pool that he dives into.
We need an ice level.
He swims to the ice level.
Right. We need to get. Maybe we need to like. There's like a military base, and there's only one way to get to Russia. We have to go over the top of the earth.
Yeah.
So we have to go through. So he flies you.
Yeah,
flies the Heli-Tiger.
So in the jungle, yeah, because that's too far for him to fly. I mean, he gets tired eventually. So in the jungle, after he beats the guy, he finds this hidden bush pilot that can fly him to Siberia.
And then he'll have to fly over, and then Santa Claus will show up. He's the boss on that level.
Yeah.
And then 8, it'll start. You're in Russia. There'll be like 3 stages in that one.
I like it.
Like when you get there, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, and you'll
like
start outside, and you'll be in the lab, and then like the final stage is like this weird. He's just the big boss. He's just a giant robotic head.
But it's kind of in a instead of just like a normal room, it's like a different dimension. So
yes,
it's like
that's exactly
crazy
what I was
dimensional
thinking.
stuff and weird things going on. And yeah, so you fight the linen head.
Yes,
I like this.
I do too. I like it a little bit too much. All right,
patented. We
Let's
set
wrap
it
it up.
We set it on 11/12/15 at 1:36 p.m. It's ours. If anybody else takes it,
Heli-Tiger.
the Heli-Tiger
One.
game.
The Cub Quest.
Cub Quest. Yeah. So this is where it is patented officially right here. I looked it up in the government.
Okay, Marcus. So before we go, let's talk about our picks of the week.
Talking about people.
What's your pick of the week, boy? Comic wise.
Somehow I always forget to think about this and actually read something over the week. Do I have anything to recommend? I will recommend the Green Lantern Blackest Night.
Again?
Have I mentioned that one already? We'll go Brightest Day then. How about that? Brightest Day. Comic
Just read Green Lantern.
Just read all of it. Just the Jeff Johns stuff. Tucker, what are your picks of the week?
Right here.
Oh!
My nips. Yeah. I'm gonna suggest something new that came out that I enjoyed. It was the new Deadpool #1 from the All New All Different. I really liked it. I was like, in the new continuity, Deadpool's like really popular, whereas nobody really knew who he was, and he's funding the Avengers now. He's on the Uncanny Avengers, so there's like a gift shop in their base with all sorts of Deadpool stuff.
That's awesome.
And he is like running his own group of like Deadpools, where he has a bunch of other heroes dressing up like him. So there's Solo, who he was in Spider-Man a little bit. Terror, I didn't know who he was. A bunch of other guys. Stingray. It's like awesome. An Atlanta guy. So they're all like going on missions for him.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
I thought Deadpool was cool.
He's fun. It was a fun issue. So I'd suggest it. Awesome. Most people like Deadpool, so
yeah.
Deadpool #1.
I like Deadpool when he showed up in Wolverine Origins. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not the movie, the comic.
Never the movie.
Never the movie.
There was never a movie called Wolverine Oranges.
Never. Wolverine Oranges is what it is now known for.
That is what Wolverine is known for, is oranges.
Oranges.
Wolverine's Oranges.
That reminds me of a hilarious YouTube video that I won't talk about.
Why?
Because I'll just show it to you later.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the show, everybody. And I've got some sort of news. We're switching to a bi-monthly schedule. So we're only doing the show twice a month.
Oh, okay.
That's what we talked about. Marcus, why are you confused? We talked about this.
I thought that would be bi-weekly. So if it's bi-monthly, isn't that every other month?
I thought it was twice a month.
Okay, that's probably it. I don't understand that stuff very well, so I think you're right.
I think bi-weekly means twice a week.
Hold on.
I think it means both, and that's a stupid way to say.
Really?
Bi-weekly means twice a week or every other week. Let me ask Siri.
Let's see. Bi-monthly.
Siri, what does bi-weekly mean?
Okay, you're right.
Checking.
Bi-monthly
From 5
is...
definitions of bi-weekly. The first one is occurring every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Bi-weekly. Well, then why would you... Bi-monthly is...
Okay, so it says the first definition is occurring every 2 weeks. And the second one is occurring twice a week.
That doesn't make any sense.
So it will be bi-weekly, not twice a week one. It will be every 2 weeks.
So I'm looking up bi-monthly, and it says occurring or produced twice a month or every 2 months. Twice a month or every 2 months. What? English is broken!
So bi-monthly and bi-weekly mean the same thing?
They could. There's 4 different meanings in these 2 words, apparently.
Okay.
I'm saying
bi-monthly.
Is stupid. That's fine. Well, I'm going to say bi-weekly just to throw it up.
This is America, and I'm right and you're wrong.
I'm offended.
You can eat my butt.
I plan to.
Yes. So the next one will be our Thanksgiving special.
Turkey! Ba-la-la-la-la-la.
And I'm gonna have some special guests. Hopefully we'll get our special little. We'll have a new sponsor.
Yeah.
And what else was I gonna say? Anything else? Is that all the news? So that'll be at
bi-weekly.
That'll be at the next episode. Will be at the 28th.
Cool.
So don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. No one ever leaves a comment. I say this a lot.
Leave a comment, you jerks.
Leave it on my YouTube channel. Leave it
YouTube
on my Facebook. Leave
On
it
his
on
face.
Marcus's Facebook.
On my
Tag
face.
Marcus's house.
On my face, in my house. Tag it.
Just with some spray paint.
With some spray paint on the outside.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Do it. It's free for freaking
Leave us
sake.
an iTunes review. 5
It's
stars.
free. All of it's free. It's all free.
The screen just turned off on the computer. Yes, this doesn't cost you anything. You just gotta write it. Leave us a 5-star review and just be like, "Hey, it's a podcast. I don't care."
It's a podcast. I can't believe it.
Okay, share it with your friends. Your
Your
friends are nerds. They might like the show, or they
Yeah.
like idiots that talk for an hour.
Right. Idiots to talk about stupid stuff. We are your podcast.
Yes.
And nerds. All right. Well, fine. Have a great week and
Everybody, kiss your mama.
kiss your mama. Tell her you love her.
Tell her you love her.
Life is short.
It is short, because I'm going to suplex her sometime this week, and she's going to die if you don't leave an iTunes review. So you better tell your mom you love her.
It's all free.
I already suplexed Marcus's.